Hello and welcome back. Today I have the video a little bit late because I was working on or rather on two sets for the current holiday in North America, which is Thanksgiving. As you may have seen from the still not rendered thumbnail for the video, I have done a Thanksgiving inspired set, and I took the route of the traditional adornments of the time, so a pilgrim inspired piece, which I am doing in this video. And I also did a Native American inspired set, which I will upload in a video on the weekend. Yeah. As you can see, I've started with the top, and for this video, or for the set in general, I looked at a lot of references. I looked up pictures of the pilgrims, like depictions of the time. I saw some cartoonish stuff, or I looked at some cartoonish stuff, so I had an idea of the central elements. So basically, what was the central elements that you put in really simple cartoons so people recognize what is in there. How do I recognize the pilgrim and the Native American? What are the important elements? And for the top, I settled with obviously I wanted to do a pin up or a erotic spin on it. So for the top, I chose something simple. As you've seen, I've used my standard top and edited it a bit. And put the collar or hood or whatever it is on top of it. So what I'm currently working on is the this white hood thing on top of the actual shirt. And for the shirt, I just chose a basic underboob cut, which doesn't reveal too much boob, but it still shows some. Just because I myself am a very big fan of underboob. But yeah, this is why I went with this. Also, as you can see, I've worked on the bow, which closes or which holds the scarf. I think the scarf together. And you can see it's really simple. It's just a two-piece because in the render it's just gonna make up a small detail. It's just gonna make up a few black pixels, or a few colored pixels in any color or whichever I choose. But in this case, I went with black. So I didn't do too much detail. Yeah, I edited the normal edges and I made sure the texture maps are good enough so I can basically put on other textures without giving it too much of a weird cut. And the arms are just a simple copy paste of the other side as usual. The next thing I did was choose the hairstyle which I wanted to use in the render, and here you can see the finished hood that we're working on next. I started with a simple grid which I put around the head, and actually at this point I looked into different pictures that I found. Some had this kind of hood, some had some costumes I found had a slightly different hood, and in the end I settled for this one because I already had an idea of how I wanted to make this one, how I wanted to do this. And for the other one, I had no clear idea how it actually looked because it was difficult finding pictures from different angles. Most of the pictures I found were from the front, and I was like really unsure how this is supposed to look or work, or how this is worn. So I decided to go with the one that I actually had resources to. So this is why I chose this style of pilgrim hood, and it worked pretty good. As you can see, it has two different parts right now. It has the cap on the front, in the front of the face, and then I worked on the puffs or bumps on the bigger part, and yeah, actually this was quite interesting to work on, to see how this is going to turn out, and I'm really happy with how this happened. How this worked in the end, because I actually got the style down that I wanted. Yeah, for the lace to put it around the neck, I copy pasted the string that I used for the top, and reused that, and basically just did a really quick edit with the extrude tool to put it in place and to put it around the chin of the Genesis 2 female model here. And this is actually the whole hood. Next one was making the textures, and this was also a really fast, really quick idea. It's in no way complex. It's in no way interesting how I did this, and yeah, it's pretty basic. And this is actually the second part of it. I took about not 2 hours, and I didn't even use 2 hours for the whole pilgrim set, and I did the whole thing in one sitting. So I basically I cut the video here to show you the different pieces, but I actually did the whole thing in one sitting. So for the short skirt, I used one I already had finished, a schoolgirl pleated kind of a skirt inspired by Japanese sailor uniforms from school. That's why it's called a schoolgirl skirt in my files, in case you're wondering. And yeah, it's just a little bit of editing to the original thing. And actually, I had a kind of hiccup in this one, and there's a lot of stuff that you don't see right now, because there is an apron in front which comes in just a little bit, and I had to do this twice, because at the first time I did this is the first try of this. I went ahead and did a grid, which I edited to fit the inner skirt, basically, or the first skirt, and then I edited it to the shape I wanted. And when I tried to put on the texture, the program actually crashed, and I had to do a small break and rethink how I want to do this, because it kept stopping whenever I wanted to work on it. So in the end, I chose to copy paste the front of the skirt. You will see this in a minute, I think. Or not. Maybe I already cut that out. I don't know. So in the end, I did, yeah, there, it split away. So I decided to copy paste the front of the skirt, and work with this, and it actually worked much better, but it also looked a little bit weirder than I anticipated in the beginning. But still, this is basically what I was trying to go for at this point. And also, at the really bottom, this extra line is for lace, which you will see in the final render, which is at the end of the video. Yeah. So this is the skirt. And last but not least, I did the shoes, which were quite fast on this one. I used another model and cut away most parts. Closed all the edges that all the holes that I didn't want, and yeah, the rest is just really fast and simple editing. I improved the shoelace a bit, and yeah, added the edge to everything, and finally I put on a clasp. And for those of you who know my renders, you will see two familiar models. I chose to do to use two models I used before for the final render. So yeah, and if if you don't approve of the models I used, just tell me in the comments. Yeah, so far, as you can see, I've edited I've used the normal heel for this one, and for the next thing, for the Native American dress, I actually went ahead and did a new kind of heel. So I worked on a wedge heel, which I didn't finish before. So you don't see me working on the wedge heel. I actually did this in basically my off time. So yeah, this is it for today. I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching, and see you all around.